Hey guys, it's Kim, Angel Dream Crafts, and I'm here with a tutorial today. And I think what I'm going to do is maybe make this tutorial in a couple of parts, two for sure, possibly three, but I'm not sure, but definitely it'll be two parts. And it is to make these very cool fabric beads that you see here. And also to make these very cool mixed media beads that I have created here. And these ones, I've got charms on them and I love them. I think this one might be my favorite. It's got some angel wings on it and I love it. So I think this one, for this particular bead, is going to have to be a tutorial on its own, and then today I think, or right now, we're going to do these just little loose fabric beads, which I absolutely love, and they're so fast and easy to make. I can't even believe it. So welcome to my messy desk, because you know, when you're making stuff, well, at least for me anyway, I get stuff everywhere, but anyway. So we're gonna do that right now. So this is part one. So what you are going to need is wooden skewers, fabric, definitely fabric, thread, beads, wire, charms if you like, glue, white glue and hot glue, buttons you could use. You need bead caps if you want them. Like I said, charms, pearls, whatever you want to use, and you'll see as I go along. I mean, I could change it up, you know, halfway through this tutorial, who knows. You can also make these beads over here, and probably these too, out of straws, and I'm going to get into that, I think, in the second part with these other beads here, because I did use straws for some of these. Yes, this one's made with a straw. This one's made with a wooden skewer. This one with a little cute little crown on it. So I will explain that to you probably in part two about the straws, but for now we're just going to stick to this. Now it's really simple to do these ones, guys, so, and I love them because they look so fun and funky, and you can make a bracelet out of these or a necklace or whatever. So we'll get into that in a second. So basically all you need is some fabric. Now I just rolled these on here, and this is denim, so I'm going to give that a try. And I've got fabric on here that I stamped that I'll show you in a minute, and this skewer is all just different laces that I have rolled and tried. So I'm trying everything to see what works. But for this particular skewer, I'm going to show you how to roll the fabric on. Now, because I make a lot of flowers, I have tons of these little scraps, and they're just everywhere. So I cut my squares up to make flowers. Well, I thought it might be interesting to stamp on them as well. So I took my very well loved and used stamps that I have just out on my desk all the time. These, I think these ones are Tim Holtz. The postcard and the Paris one are Tim Holtz, and the script one I believe is Prima from like 150 years ago. But so anyway, and I just stamped in some archival ink on top of the fabric, and I rolled it in a way because I wanted the word Paris to stick up, that you can see right there, but you don't have to do it that way. You don't have to be that fussy. So what you do is you take your skewer and your piece of fabric, and I'm going to roll it this way. So I'm zoomed in as far as I can be zoomed in, so I hope that you guys can see, but it's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. So all you do is you take your fabric and you just start to roll it a little bit on this skewer. And once you get your first kind of roll around, which there we go, as you can see I just rolled that on there, I want to take some white glue, and you can use Aleene's, you can use school glue. I'm using the best glue ever from Scrap Perfect because I have it and I like it. It's super sticky stuff though, so it gets all over my fingers. And at this point, you just want to put a tiny little bit of glue just to help it stick. Now I'm going to continue to roll this around till I get close to the end. You don't want to get any glue on the skewer, by the way. So now I'm close to the end here, so I'm just going to put a little bit more white glue. Now for muslin, you can just use white glue. For heavier fabrics, I did use a bit of hot glue just to help it stick. And that's basically it. So now this I would leave to dry for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. So there it is, it's on the skewer, and as you can see, well, it probably won't because it's still a bit wet, but it does slide up and down rather easily on the skewer. So it's easy to get it off the skewer. So I'm going to leave that one, but that is all there is to wrapping the fabric on here. This would make it actually a very long bead, but as you've seen with my other skewers, I've made some smaller ones here. This is just lace and the denim, and I'm thinking I want to try and play with the denim, so let's use that. But I will show you some of these other ones here as well. So I'm going to let this one here dry for a few minutes. So I'll just set that aside. And we'll put the cap on the glue and set that over there. And hopefully it won't fall over. Okay, so let's work on the denim ones right now. So I've sort of done my own thing here, and there's tons of videos on YouTube showing how to make fabric beads, paper beads, mixed media beads. I watched several. All you have to do is type in beads and you'll see it, because there's literally hundreds of tutorials on YouTube. I didn't have one on my channel and I wanted to share it with you guys, so that's why I'm doing the tutorial. I didn't see one with denim, so I'm sure somebody's done it though, but this is by no means my original idea. How I've decorated them might be, I don't know, but who knows, right? There's really no new ideas anymore. Anyway, I'm rambling. I have this metallic thread, which I love. It's so cool. I have some green thread, I have white thread, I have all different colors of thread. But I love this gold thread, and I love this sort of rainbow black metallic thread. So I'm going to use these two on the denim, and all I do is I cut off a length of thread, and I do not measure this. I just go, okay, that looks about long enough, and I cut it. So then I'm going to go to my first bead here, and I'm just going to, I don't even glue the thread because I don't really think you need to, and I just start wrapping the thread around the denim. And there's no pattern. You could make a pattern if you want to. I do not. I just wrap and wrap and wrap, going up and down on top of the denim. And there's no mistakes with this for sure, because this is a very forgiving project. But I just think that this would make such a cool bracelet once they're all decorated. Now, at this point, I have thread loose here, so I am going to put a tiny dollop of hot glue there. But with denim, I've found that hot glue really does show, so you don't want to use much at all. But because I'm going to be going over this with wire and beads, you probably won't see it anyway, so. Okay, so now that one is wrapped with some gold thread. So, excuse me, I need a drink. I'm still fighting off a sore throat. Excuse me. Okay, so now I need some wire. I have lots of different colors of jewelry wire in my stash, but if you don't have jewelry wire, just use thread. You can find some beads, take apart old jewelry, anything you like. I mean, you know, I just saw this here. I could probably even wrap some rhinestones around here if I wanted to. How cute is that? We might do that. Okay, but we'll stick to this for now. But you know, you can get jewelry wire probably at the dollar store. Just even a kid's pack would do for this project. You do need wire cutters, because please do not use your scissors on wire, because you'll wreck your scissors. And I know my friends are laughing at that comment right there. But anyway, so now I'm just going to cut a length of wire again. Have not measured it. And I'm using gold because I used gold thread on there. And then you want to take your pliers, which I've put somewhere on my desk, which I don't see right in front of me. So, what did I do with them? I'm sure they're here somewhere. Let me move the stamps out of the way. Ta-da! You just need some needle nose pliers. And these are my fatter ones, and I do have smaller ones here somewhere, but of course, you know, you try to get ready for a tutorial and it never works out. So all you want to do with your wire is just take it and bend one end over like that, and then make a little circle loop. And you can do this a few times if you like. Whoops, that didn't work. Put your, yeah, you want to get that in the circle, and you just want to give it a half turn, pull them out, give it another half turn, pull them out, give it another half turn, pull them out, give it another half turn, pull them out, and then I just flatten it. And then what I do is I would lay that flat on top of the bead, but you have this nice long piece here, and I want to put some beads on there. So what kind of bead should we use? Let's see what we have here. Let's use these ones. These are kind of chunky. These are just like a check seed bead. I don't know what size these are. Approximately 40 grams in the vial, which I guess is the weight, but I have no idea what size these are. It just says check seed bead. And I got these just at my local store in my little town here like a few years ago. I've had them forever. So let me get the lid off, and I'm just going to pour a few of them on my table here. And these are all different colors. Yes, you can see that. Okay, good. They're all different colors. And I figured with denim, you know what, you can do any colors you like. But I might also use a button. Maybe on this one or the next one. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So the end that you just twisted, that's your bottom, and I do that first because yeah, your beads come off the other end if you don't do that. So yeah, lesson by Kim, because that happened to me. I'm like, gee, maybe I should twist that wire so it doesn't fall off. Way to go, Kim. So now I'm just putting random beads on, and I am not following any particular color here that I have. These are like brown and green and a rose gold and blue, like just all different colors here. And I'm just putting like a bunch on like that. And you can use tinier seed beads. You can take jewelry apart and use that. You know, there's all kinds of different things that you can use. So just kind of look around in your craft room, see what you have, what you want to use. That's probably enough. So this is where I'm at right now. So now what I want to do, and I'm left-handed, so you may have to swap this around for being right-handed, but I am left-handed. So I just want to put that first little, you know, part that we twisted just in the middle there. And now I'm going to take my wire, I'm going to move some of the beads up out of the way, and I'm just going to twist it, and I'm going to come back across that little loop that I put on there. And the reason I do that is so it holds the wire on. And now I'm just going to tug it as hard as I can. Whoops, see, now I've lost 2 of my beads. But that's okay. Now you want to move your beads back down. Yeah, I'm all thumbs. That's right. Okay. Now you want to move your beads back down and pull and twist around your piece of denim. and you release some of those beads as you do. And if you run out of room and you still have beads and you don't have much wire left, that's okay, don't worry about it. It's all good. This project is extremely forgiving. So now I've wrapped this around. Now I'm going to take my pliers again, and I'm just going to put them on the end of this wire, and I am going to tug that as hard as I can because I really want that tight around the bead, really tight. So I'm just going to hold the bead because it does move around on the spool, and just wrap this around. Oh gosh, this is a hot mess tutorial, you guys. And now I'm just going to wrap and wrap till I get to the other side, and then I still have this tiny little piece of wire there, which you probably can't see, but trust me, it's there. You have this tiny little piece of wire here, right there, and I'm going to do the same thing I did on the front, and I'm just going to try and curl that under a little bit because you don't want your beads coming off the other end either. So I'm just going to try and curl that around. And it does not have to be perfect, like I said. And you're just going to curl it like that. So then I end up with this tiny little curly Q, right, which you probably cannot see because it just suddenly got really dark in here. That tiny little curly Q right there. Now, it's at this point, if you want to add a charm, this would be where you would add the charm. So do I have a charm handy? Of course not. Let's see. What could we do? Don't think I have anything in here. What do I have? What do I have? Bear with me here. See, this is what happens when I don't get everything out for my tutorial. What do I have in this magical bucket here? You'd think I'd have a charm, right? You'd think. And all this stuff. Oh, a key. I have a key. Yay! That's what we're going to use. It's silver, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Okay. I'm going to uncurl that just for a second because, again, this is a hot mess tutorial. So, we're going to uncurl that, put the key on, and then twist it. Let me get that 1 second. Oh, I know what's better. We'll just cut it. There we go. All right. Key. Slide the key on. Now, take your pliers and pull it really tight. And maybe I will just lay the key on the bead. You could do that. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay the key on the bead, but I'm going to take this piece of wire here, pull it really tight, and just start wrapping that around. And if I run out of room, which I will, I'm now going to twist this part, but we're not done with this bead yet. I'm going to take some more wire in a second and wrap it. See, I'm learning as we go along. That's why this is a hot mess tutorial. Okay. And squish that down in. So now I have a key on the front of it, which is really super cute. And it's a bead. You could leave it there, but I don't want to. You know what I might do instead is just use the thread. I think that might be easier. So I'm just taking more of that same gold thread, and I'm just going to wrap that key on there with this thread. So let's do that. That will ensure that it stays on there. And again, you could use this as a necklace or part of a bracelet. It could be like a focal piece on a bracelet. There we go. Okay, let's cut that. The next one's going to be a little easier, because I like to do the hard things right away. Okay, so now I have 2 strings, one at this end, one at this end. So now we're just going to tie that off. I'm going to put it down here. So I'm just going to tie this. And then we'll clip the string. So I'll put a knot in it. Yep, I can make a knot. My fingers are so sticky from that white glue. That's crazy. Okay, there we go. But I'm just going to put one more knot in there just to be on the safe side. Just to be safe so it stays. Come on, string. Okay, now we cut this, or you could leave it, up to you. This is the bead, and look, it just slides right off. Now I would trim these pieces, of course, but you have a very cool denim bead now. And of course you can string that on anything you like. You can make it into a necklace if you like. You can make a bunch of these. You can mix and match them, which would be really cool, right? Like if you use that and then maybe this one next to it and then this one up here. Like that would be such a cute little bracelet. So let's do one more, less complicated. They're not super easy to show. They're super easy to make though. Alright, let's do a different one. Should we do another denim, or let's do a fabric one? Ooh, I know, let's do this one that we did earlier. This one is nice and dry now, and this is just muslin fabric, like I said, and it's a little larger for you to be able to see. So let's do what? Let's do the black thread first this time. This black, really cool thread. And if anybody wants to know, if they're interested, this is a Gutermann thread, color number 71. And the gold is Gutermann as well, and it's color number 24, in case anybody's interested in that. So again, I'm just going to cut some of that thread. Not tying it, I'm just wrapping it, going up and down the bead in no particular order. This is the first one I've done with muslin, so this will be interesting as well. Like I said, I'm learning along with you guys, so hence my being all thumbs in this tutorial. Hopefully when I come back with the next one, I'll be a little more experienced. So I'd put a tiny dollop of glue on that, and there you have that. So let's see, let's do this really pretty teal color, but I need a drink, 1 second, sorry. And you know what, you don't even have to do that, because this one here, I just did a piece of eyelet trim, and then I took this fiber that I had, and then I glued this crown on the top, and I'm going to glue another one on the other end, and I'm going to make it into a dangle necklace. And this is just a crown charm that I had in my stash. And how cute will that be for a necklace, right? That's my plan with that one. So in the next video I'll come back and show you that one. So I think what I'm going to do with this is just wrap some of this around it first. because I like that blue color. And then I'll take a length off of it, and maybe we'll throw a few beads on there. Might be easier to do it this way. Maybe put it on there first. Ah, see? I just figured that out because I'm new to this craft as well. Okay. Besides, it's probably good that you see my mistakes, then you won't make them. Alright, I've got some beads here still, so I'm just going to use these up and put them on here. Oh, look, there's a stray purple one. We'll put that one on too. Alright, you can still see those beads, right? So all I'm doing is taking my wire and putting on a few beads. Okay, might be a better way. Ignore that first way I just did. This is better. If I put a few beads on, then wrap it, go around, right? Then hold it and put a few more beads on. Look at that, so much easier. So I'm just putting on a few more. Let's put this purple one on because it was here floating around my desk, as things do. And I'm going to wrap that around. And I'm going to put a few more beads on. This is kind of fun, actually. Once you get going at these, they go pretty quickly. Of course, I didn't make it look that easy in the first one, I realized, but anyway. Alright, so now I'm just going to wind that around. Take my pliers, and I'm just going to pull the end. Boy, that glue's sticky. And I'm just going to pull it so it's really nice and tight. And I am going to twist this end a little bit, just to make that little circle, but I'm not going to put a charm on this one because, well, that was a lot of work. But anyway, we're just going to twist this. And again, it does not have to be perfect. I don't know, there's no perfection in crafting, it's just art, right? Pull it really tight, and then I'm going to squish it flat. Squish it a little bit this way, just to make it look a bit more symmetrical. And then I'm going to wrap it around the bead, give it a squish, and there I have that bead. And that just slides right off. Look how cute that is. So again, I'm going to clip off, where's my scissors? There they are. I'm just going to clip off these stray threads to clean it up. But you can put a chain through that and wear it this way, or you can do what I did with this one and put a charm on the end of it if you like and make it into a necklace, or you can make that the top of your bracelet and then have smaller ones going around. You could string it with some elastic so it just slips on and off. But super cute, right? So that is the fabric bead tutorial, but maybe we'll do one more. What time? Oh gosh, we're at 28 minutes. There's the denim one, which I think is really cute. So let's see, what do we want to do? Let's do just another quick. Oh, how about these? What if we just do these? I've got all different kinds of lace on here. I've got some crochet lace. I've got some, like, this is just some cheapy lace from China that I've had forever. This is a nice embroidered lace. This is a gimp trim, and this is a beaded one that I've got on here. But let's do this one. Let's take some green thread, because green shows up on white pretty good, right? And I'm just going to wrap it around this one. And this has already got beads on it, so I don't think we need to do too much to this one. And I'm just going to wrap some of this green thread around here, just to give it a bit of color. just wrap and wrap and wrap. And I'm interested to know if any of you guys make these, if I'm doing this wrong, you know, if you have a better way to do any of it, please let me know, because, you know, we are all learning and we all make mistakes together. And look how cool that looks with just the green thread. I love it. I am going to make a bracelet, I think. So there's the end of that. Now I've got lots of fibers and everything too, so let's maybe get some of those out. And what do I have here handy? I have a bag of some fibers here somewhere. So there it is with the green. Right there, and you can see it's all still got beads on it because I used a beaded trim. See? I do have some good ideas anyway. Let's see, I've got, ooh, this is pretty. I have this fiber, and it has some green on it, so why don't I use some of this? Let's just wrap that around there. Oh, that's pretty. And I'm going to cut that. Okay, now this has 2 rows of fibers on it, so you could separate them, but I'm going to tie that into a knot. Separate the fiber there and knot it. Pull it really tight. You could put a dab of glue in the knot if you like. I think that'll probably be okay. And then I'm just going to snip the ends. Leave a few. Let's just trim that up right there too. Pull it off. Look at that. Cute. Super cute bead. And you can see, you can thread that, you can make it into a necklace. Like I said, you can do anything with these. These are so fun. I love making these. I really do. Well, as you can see, I've made quite a few. So that is the wrapped around a skewer bead. I don't know what to call it. This one here, I've got a button on it. I did some beading right there with the button, and again you can just put that on something, make a bracelet. This one I've done in lavender. It's got a little butterfly bead on it and some small lavender pearls. This one's just wrapped fabric, and I used some little flat back blingy hearts I had, and then I wrapped wire over top of those. I glued them on and wrapped the wire over them so they'd stay. This one here is just got like a connector on it, and you know, they're great. I love them. They're so fun to do. And so if anybody is has any questions or anything like that, here's another one I did. Oh, that's the button one. This one I put like a little flower on it with beads and thread. So if anybody has any questions or ideas or suggestions for these, let me know. They're super fun to make. I love making them, and they do go quick, believe it or not. I just made it look bad. But this is part 1. I'm going to come back and do a part 2 with the other bead for these guys, the more mixed media bead. And this one's a bit more intricate, but these ones are fast and they're fun and easy. So let me know what you think, guys. Check it out, have fun, and I'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned for part 2. Bye bye.